Here recently, you were granted a release. I would like to talk a little bit about that. What was the meeting like for your release? Was it an okay conversation? Is the door open for a future return? Would you even want to return? Kind of take us through that.
Well, it's kind of a funny story. It was Wednesday. It was the day after SmackDown at the arena here in Orlando. I go out to Korean barbecue. I come home. I put on the new episode of Attack on Titan, episode 1 for season 2. And episode ends, and I look at my phone, and I see I have a missed call from Mark Carano, and I'm like, well, I think I know what this is. So I called him back, and we had a conversation. He basically said that the feeling was that the character had run its course, and the company wanted to exercise its right to terminate my contract early. And I agreed. I felt the character had run its course, and that that was probably the best course of action. And that was that. I don't know if a door would be open or closed to a return. Obviously, it's the old cliche in wrestling is to never say never. I mean, there have been plenty of guys in the past 10 years who've been released and then brought back. Jinder Mahal, a good example. Kurt Hawkins, and Drew McIntyre even recently, where it's these people who a lot of guys probably would have said, oh, well, they'll never be back, they're done, whatever. And then, a few years later, tides change. They're looking for people. They know they can trust these guys. And also, if once again they believe that all I had to offer was this particular character and they'd sort of used it to the extent they wanted to, then I have the opportunity now with my return to the independent scene in July to sort of show that I actually have a lot more to offer than just that.
If New Japan, Impact, and Lucha called you on the same day and said, we want you to come work for us, who would you pick?
New Japan, in a heartbeat. I'm a huge fan of Japanese wrestling. It's always been my desire to work over there. It's really the thing I'm most passionate about when it comes to wrestling. There's some people they want to sit down and they want to watch. For some people it's Shawn and Razor in the ladder match. For some people it's Hogan Andre at WrestleMania 3. For some people it's Flair Steamboat in any one of the 85 million matches they had that were amazing. But if you want to get me going, if you want to get me just super excited, you put on Misawa and Kawada or Kobashi and Akiyama or Kensuke Sasaki or Minoru Suzuki, one of those guys, and I'll be glued to the TV just in awe of the sheer ferocity of the matches. I mean, that's always been my thing.
With all of that's been said, what's next for you? You said that you'll be returning to the independent promotions in July. Do you have some already lined up?
I do have a few lined up already. I officially am free from my 90-day no-compete on July 8th. And at that point, I have some shows starting to get set up then. I'll actually be over in England for about 10 days at the end of July for XWA and Pro Wrestling Pride, which actually is kind of cool because I'll have the opportunity to wrestle Doug Williams, which is one of those things that I've always actually wanted to do. When I first started training, I'll throw this in here, in August of 2001 was when I started training, and at the time I was going to All Pro Wrestling in Hayward, California, famous from the Barry Blaustein documentary Beyond the Mat. Mm-hmm. And they did a tournament called King of the Indies, which wound up actually being kind of the prototype for Ring of Honor. A lot of the guys you saw in early Ring of Honor were first competing against each other really in King of the Indies. Guys like Daniel Bryan, Adam Pearce, Samoa Joe, Low Ki, Doug, AJ Styles, and all these guys would obviously eventually go on to be sort of the first generation of Ring of Honor guys. And there was a match. I had to be backstage for security. There's a match between Doug Williams and American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. And match finishes. I'm just hearing people cheering the whole time. Like, I can't see anything because where I'm standing. And they come to the back, and they're both just beaten and bloodied. And I'm like, oh, my God, what did I miss? Just as a fan, I was like, I didn't get to see it. Now I really want to see this match. And so it's kind of cool for me to finally get an opportunity to work with Doug, which is going to be happening on, I believe, July 28th.
Very nice. Cool.
Like you said, you want to wrestle Doug Williams. Is there some other guys that you're looking forward to wrestling?
Obviously, there's a lot out there right now that I'd really like to have an opportunity to work with. I'm good friends with Sami Callihan. Hoping to get a chance to work with him. Shane Strickland, Leo Rush. I mean, there are a lot of guys out there right now that are really just killing it. I mean, trying to pick one. I mean, and that's just Americans. It's not even counting. You got this wealth of British talent now that's come up. It's amazing. The guys in Mustache Mountain, obviously Trent Seven and Tyler Bate would be great ones to work with if I had the opportunity. I mean, there's so much talent in Japan as well. Katsuyori Shibata, Okada. I mean, there's amazing guys over there. I mean, it's really like a buffet of talented wrestlers. I actually have to say, if you really look at it right now, the current era we're in has some of the widest spread talent in years. Just everywhere you go, there are guys who are good. It's not that, you know, you can go to this promotion, but there's going to be one guy worth looking at and everybody else is kind of garbage. It's actually an era where you have so much talent around now. It's a lot more fun to work than it used to be.